So this is time for the meditation now. So tonight again, similarly, we started off a talk and chanting, and now this is time for the meditation. Yeah? So as usual, just a request to you to check yourself. You're sitting upright position and less distraction, and you have a motivation to continue practicing meditation at least for 30 minutes, or you may continue more if you wish. And everyone, thank you for joining from locally and internationally for the practice. So this is our online meditation community. Come together on the same time to practice meditation. So yesterday I was talking about the breath and the practicing of breath meditation. And some of you send a message asking whether the breath meditation is good or the abdomen is good. And some of you been practicing on a breathing meditation, and occasionally I guide to watch the rising falling of abdomen has caused the doubt and confusion. So just I would like to clarify this, that in the practice of a meditation, anything that is related to the breath, whether it is at the nose or the chest or the abdomen, you can use it as your primary object of concentration, no problem, as long as you feel comfortable with it. But obviously, if you have been practicing with the breathing meditation in the past and you are accustomed with it, then when you are moving to other objects or using other objects as a primary object of a concentration, then that causes a conflict, and a doubt may come. So in those cases, aware of that doubt, and if possible go back to the previous object that you've been working, or simply aware of that doubt and work with it. Okay? And in relation to the doubt, the confusion, I have also experienced it, particularly last year when I was on a retreat, taking the 3 months Vassa in Thailand in a remote forest, and there I practiced the Buddho, so the practice of recitation of the Buddho at all the time along with the breath. And after 3 months of the practice, I was getting used to with it, but when I came back to Aberdeen and felt that there is a confusion. Sometimes my mind was on the breath, and other time was on abdomen, and other time was on the Buddho. And I was a little disturbed for some times, and then early this year, February, I went back to Thailand for another 1 month training, and that's a teacher's training, a serious 1 month training. And then again I felt more comfortable with the rising falling of abdomen, and I've been practicing that. But however, if you feel comfortable with the breath incoming, outgoing at the nose, or verbalizing or reciting the mantras again, and I'm comfortable to guide you on the breathing meditation and reciting the mantras first. I'm not quite good at reciting the mantras, but I have practiced, so I know some of it, and the technique and how to perform that. So, but again, I encouraged everyone to practice breath-related objects, particularly the nose and the incoming and outgoing breath at the nose as a primary object, or rising and falling of abdomen. So these are the two objects that I'm comfortable with to guide you through. So on the basis of this you can practice, but otherwise if you have been practicing other techniques, again go ahead with that. And if you are finding difficulties or confusion, again, as Gautam and other members texted me last night, so you can also text me and asking questions on that, and I will try my best to help you out from this, so we can work together to grow in the spiritual path. Okay, now this is the time for the practice. So as usual, again, settling down, grounding yourself on the primary object, any objects that you have been practicing with, whether it is incoming breath and outgoing breath at the nose, or the rising, falling of abdomen. So spend some time on that, okay? Spending some time working with it, settling down, grounding with itself. And that you may start off with taking a long breath for a couple of breaths, and relax and release and fully connect it with yourself, the body and the mind, in the present moment, here and now. And as you breathe in and breathe out deeply, you can see that you're connected, not by thinking but by feeling. You're fully connected within the body that is sitting. And relax the entire body. And appreciating, enjoying the moment here, that you have nothing to do, no jobs to do, nothing to read. A complete zoned in, connected within, along with the breath, incoming and outgoing. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing out, breathing out. Or breathing in, rising, it's breathing in, rising, and breathing out, it's breathing out. So wherever you feel comfortable, whether it's at the nose, breathing in and out, or the rising and falling of abdomen, spending some time to concentrate on it, to develop our concentration. It's called a samadhi, which means establishing our mind by uniting. So bringing the mind to the moment here and now, and settling down on the object. And as mind settles down on the object, then that is called a concentration, is a samadhi. So, breathing in and breathing out, you can locate one place or another. Breathing in and breathing out at the nose, or the rising and falling of abdomen. And the purpose of the practice of this concentration meditation is to unite this scattered mind, which is always fluttering away, always distracted away, always looking for entertainment, always looking for pleasure, and always lost in thoughts. And here we're simply trying to bring it back to the moment, here and now. And a concentrated mind has got the energy, power, And that power you can develop to yourself, not to anybody else, not to anyone else. And as you develop your concentration on the object, the mind gradually settles down, concentrated. That moment, different energies will produce. Sometimes you may have a very, like a divine eyes, the ability to hear such a subtle voices and sensible things, sensitive. Another time you may feel like so lifting, so good, so blissful. So relaxed and so disconnected, so peaceful. And these are born of being concentrated. The mind is united with the object. And nevertheless, it is not the eradication or abandoning any unwholesome things, or we haven't understood these stress and miseries and troubles and distress, but we simply suppressed by substituting another object, diverting our attention from the stress and the misery and distressful moments to the breath. And we feel calm and peace. But our purpose of the practice of meditation is not just a suppressing or a disconnecting and distracting ourselves from the trouble, but we learn to know by understanding it, facing it by face to face, and which requires a lot of energy, a lot of concentrated mind, trained and tamed mind. So as we spend time at the beginning working with the primary object, doesn't matter who says about what. Spend time working with this primary object, settling down, grounding yourself, an ability to be mindful of it, ability to come back at any moment, any time when we need it, or when we wish to, and also ability to leave the object at any moment without any trouble. So developing this is training the mind. So we are taking control over this mind rather than mind is taking control of us. We are resisting not doing as the mind wishes to do, like giving up meditating, giving up sitting, giving up walking, or giving up listening the talks, but going to listen the songs, or going for another walk, like that. But we are resisting from not allowing to do it, or not feeding the mind. So the primary object is a refuge place, a good friend, a turner, bender, give a comfort, and give a shelter and a refuge place for our mind. The first we have to develop this. Sufficient enough once we have developed, then we can release it and open all the senses and ability to face with the any troubles or miseries and distractions. It is like you have joined the army, and before you're going to the battlefield, you're fully trained day and night. All the techniques, all the weapons, you're fully concentrated. You're fit enough to go to the battle, face to face with the enemies. But if you haven't trained properly, you haven't controlled properly, you haven't learned how to use the tools, and immediately went to the battle, then only one thing we can expect is the failure or destroyed. So outside of our comfort zone at home, constantly we are bombarded with so many things, like we are in a war zone. News, meeting with friends. Constantly we are facing with those inner enemies. And the practice of a meditation is to deal with these miseries, these problems, and well able to deal with them comfortably and sufficiently. We are fully protected. No harm come to us. We can be skillfully dealing with them, dealing with those troubles. So continue practicing. Never overlook the basics. Never overlook working with the primary object. These are the foundation grounds that we have to make sure we have fully understood and we have fully developed. So continue practicing until you hear the gong. In this way, spending time with the primary object, working with the primary object, and again with it. Now we practice the loving kindness meditation, so relax yourself and ease yourself, or bring your attention to the body, aware of a body, any sensations in your body, be mindful of that sensations. And bring that attention to be mindful of your hands, aware of sensations in your hands, and to your heart. Feel the beating heart. And if you can't feel the beating heart, physically smiling will connect you. So smile and feel the connection with your heart. And as you feel the connection with your heart, generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself, I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting with a near dear one. Our parents, husband or wife, children, family, friends, relatives, and all other sentient beings, far and wide, visible and invisible beings, beings in the room, in the city, in the country, on earth, in the universe. Whatever beings there are, may all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from suffering. May they be free from anxiety, ill will, animosities, hurtfulness, hatred, jealousy. May they be free from all the calamities. And bring that attention to your hands, being mindful of sensations in your hands, and to your body, aware of sensations in your body. And as you hear the gong slowly coming out from meditation, let's pay respect to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha.